Whew. Good morning, y'all. This is Jacqueline Richardson, Miss JJ Diamond, Deja, Jackie, whatever y'all call me. I am exhausted. I am tired. You hear me? I just been running nonstop and doing so much nonstop, and it is wearing me out. I really need a vacation really bad. Like yesterday, I need a vacation. I'm tired. And that's what we're going to be talking about today, about getting your rest so you can perform properly. We want to thank God for waking us up, Every day we got to do that. The weather here in Charlotte is, I don't know. Alexa, what's the weather here in Charlotte?
In Charlotte, it's 57 degrees Fahrenheit with mostly sunny skies. Today, you can look for lots of sun, with a high of 83 degrees and a low of 55 degrees. I can also play a brief news update from your favorite news provider.
No.
Would you like to hear it?
No, thank you, Alexa. No, thank you. She wanted to tell us to send me to a news update. We don't want all that. We just wanted the weather. But it's going to be pretty nice here today in Charlotte. But I think I'm going to stay in. I really need my rest. I'm getting burnt out and I'm getting overwhelmed. I'm just burnt out. Hey,
What's going on, sis?
how are you?
Oh, excellent. I wanted to, number one, just kind of chime in and say that you are speaking complete fact. When you find yourself on the verge of like burnout,
Yeah.
I listen to a lot of. Look, I own companies, I run businesses, and I tell people that work. No one works for me; they work with me. And I say, when you find yourself in need of a break,
Take it.
take a break.
Yeah. But that's
You
what I
know,
wanted
you
to.
check.
I wanted to talk about that today, so maybe you can help me because I did want to get you on the podcast. I told you that.
Oh yeah, I definitely want to do it. We gotta schedule that.
Yeah.
Because you're just mad positive.
And I try to stay this way. I've been like this since a child. However, I was always around negative. And when you're around negative, sometimes it can pull you towards that lifestyle, However, I took myself out of it. I said, I'm pulling myself out of this because I know how I want to live. I know how I want to be when I get older. And that's what I did. And now that I have children, I have to stay in a certain type of realm of life. I can't be out there with all the nonsense and living the wild life because I have to be a leader for these children. You know what I mean? Leadership starts at home, with your children, so.
That's right.
And I do it for the people. I think I told you I have a nonprofit, so I try to stay positive, not only for my kids, but for other children as well that look for leadership, So that's why I'm here. And tell me a little bit more about yourself.
Well, I mean, as obviously my name is Greg.
Mm-hmm.
But the thing is, my background is primarily in finance. I've done everything you can. Like, here in New York City, I worked in every area that you can in banking.
Okay.
I was the pioneer for a lot of stuff. Like, that mantra that Chase says, the right relationship is everything?
Yep.
I invented that when I ran marketing.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm the idea guy that people never met.
Okay.
So the banker for the hip-hop community. Anything that came with ideas, I was the black guy that they had me nicely, neatly tucked in the corner.
Right, in the back.
Crap load of money. But it's funny. So after I left in 2005, but I stayed connected to the bank. That's why to this day people think I work for Chase. I don't. I've been going since 2005.
Okay.
But I'm an advisor to Chase. But I would say most of the backgrounds in finance, I specialize in buying businesses and teach people how to buy businesses. So rather than do a startup, I tell people, you can buy the bag. You can buy cash flow. You can buy a business.
Right.
So even when people get fired, I gave a talk yesterday at the Department of Labor, and a bunch of people in there. There must have been about 600 people. And these are cats that lost their gig. Now, I've been there. Ain't like I was raised with a silver spoon in my mouth. Getting fired, I tell people, is the eventual action of an eagle when you hang out with chickens.
And that's a fact.
Because if you think about chickens and eagles, right? They're both birds, but that's all that they have in common.
Yeah.
A chicken has wings, can't fly. An eagle, the only thing that flies higher than an eagle is an airplane.
Right.
Chickens have to eat what's given to them. An eagle eats everything, including chickens.
That's right. They go
So
get
I tell
it.
people, an eagle, 2/3 of his head is comprised of his eyes, so it's a bird of vision. It can see 26 miles, where a chicken can't see more than 7 feet.
Wow, I didn't know that.
Yeah, so I grew up on my family had a farm, so I got to observe, and my dad always had us camping and all kinds of stuff.
Right.
So I tell people, if you find yourself in the middle of a situation at work and you're trying to figure out, like, damn, I'm not a bad person, I'm working hard, why can't I get along? After you do all that analysis, I guarantee you, it's that you're an eagle. And the thing about being an eagle amongst chickens know you're an eagle and they resent you being there.
Yeah.
So their job is to make you uncomfortable. I tell people all the time, God is a God of discomfort, not a God of comfort.
Well, I look at that as being a little bit different, and I'm going to tell you why. If you read some of my books, and you'll learn that I've been through a lot, and going through that, I see it differently, and I'm going to tell you why. And this is through experience, okay? And I think I talked about this on my podcast in the past. When you are a strong believer in God and have strong faith, God moves in your life very fast. It's not something that you have to wait on. You understand what I'm saying? He's always going to give you what you need, but not what you want. Okay?
Yeah.
And God takes us down journeys. And I talked about this the other day, how, I depended on man to help me and help my little brother be saved. Okay? And that's in the book, Wounded, Survive, and Thrive. It's 100 women that's been successful. And you can read that book. It's everywhere online. It's written by Millie McGee Morris. But it's 100 of us women that's been successful in that book. And the book talks about my story of me when I was a child and we were molested. My brother was raped and he passed away. However, my story is called The Faith to Forgive. It took me at 12 years old, being that I was brought up in faith, in the church, it took me 5 tries, and I'm going to be honest with you, of looking at human people saying, help me, help me, help me. And no one helped me. But the moment that I prayed to God, okay, and I kneeled before him, the next day I was out of that house. Do you understand where I'm coming from? And this is not the only situation. I talked about a situation where I was disobedient to my grandmother recently. Well, I talked about that recently, yeah. I was disobedient to her and she told me I needed to leave her home. I left her home with nowhere to go. Okay, got on the train in New York because I'm from New York. I rode the D train and I just prayed to God. Within that prayer, not even an hour later, a man and a woman asked me what was wrong with me. I told them what was wrong with me, and guess what they did? They took me and my little baby home with them. Do you understand what I'm saying? So when God is in your path of life, he doesn't give you discomfort. He makes everything easy. Okay? The discomfort is the devil.
No,
okay?
When I say discomfort, what I'm talking about is, for instance, women are God's greatest example of glory because you have to carry the burden of good and bad decisions.
That's right.
A child can only come through the female. So like my parents taught us that the female or woman is the second self of God himself. Literally, you're all a whole
because
being.
We create life.
Not without, because you're co-creators.
Right.
So when I say discomfort, meaning God will allow, like for instance, when you take the story of Job, literally, God said you can do everything to him but kill him. So the discomfort ended up bringing forth glory. That's what I mean by he will allow it. Not that he's the author of it.
Okay. I got you. I got you.
But he will allow discomfort. Like a woman, like I helped deliver my children, right? I was there every single time. I pulled them out and all that
stuff.
But I wasn't the one pushing.
Right.
I mean, it's hella easy to stick your hands in there
and pull it. Right.
But the woman, my wife, she's pushing. So that's why when I say he will permit discomfort, not that he's the author of it. I'm completely tapping into what you're saying.
Right.
You're 100% right. Because you are, and also I ordered the book, one of your books. It hasn't gotten here yet because everybody black, I always tell people, I always root for the black person in the movie.
Uh-huh.
So whenever I meet people, connect with me on social media, you name it, I get their stuff. And I'm like an avid reader, so I'm looking forward. When I get it, I'll tap back in.
Well, thank you.
Personal. Oh, yeah, no, I support us. I don't play no games with that because you have to, people keep talking about Black Lives Matter. It's more than a cliche.
That's right. We got to support each other.
There's a lot of women like yourself who I tell people, they on the front line. And also, let me just say this publicly. I sincerely am humbled by you even sharing your testimony because, see, the problem I have with social media, and to kind of give you a backdrop to this, I make millions of dollars. Making money became easy. What I found, sis, is that there's so much bad information in social media by well-intended people. I'm not talking about somebody who's just getting on here, let me just scam people. I'm not talking about that.
Right.
I'm talking to people who mean well. Like, I'm the money guy behind a lot of these guys you see running their mouth. With no names drop necessary. But I tell these guys, if God has allowed you to be in front of the people, you're not in front of the people because you're smart, beautiful, rich. You're in front of the people because he has a message that he needs to deliver through you, and you have the attention of the people.
Yeah.
Because you're to meet the beautiful Beyonce and her mother, Miss Knowles. And I tell people all the time, that young lady and her mom deserve everything. They are two wonderful human beings. And
they work together.
First, you have to get past that Beyonce is completely shy in person.
Okay.
It's the craziest thing. I mean, she's like talking to a child. She is legitimately a Southern belle.
Wow.
And when she was breaking down how she becomes this person to manifest all that stuff that we see her, when they say she's doing the damn thing, you come to understand how God is really working. That's why I've been trying to get across to people, please get your message out. Don't worry about how many tweets or followers. Jesus had 12, you hear me? And he's the most tweeted human being in creation.
Right.
Don't get caught up in how many numbers. Get your message. My dad says this, teach as though you're in front of 1 million and one day you will be. You have to just say, I'm here for glory.
And pretty much, sorry for cutting you off, but pretty much that's where I'm at with it. It's like, God sent me, he put me through all of these journeys for a reason. And I'm not the only person that goes through what I've been through. And I know this. We got a big world out here. And that's one of the reasons why I get up every day and I share my stories, share what I see, share what people are going through, what I'm going through, so they can understand that they're not alone. This is a process of life. We learn to deal with certain things, and certain things we don't even have to deal with. We have choices. And I tell people every day that even with my music, I put messages in all my music. Okay. And like one of the songs that I made recently called Your World Choices, I did this song because I need people to understand that a lot of the mistakes that we make is because of the choices we made, the decision making, and then you want us to pray for you. Oh, please pray for me because I don't know if I'm going to go to jail. Or I don't know if this is going to happen to me. But if you would have made the right choice in the beginning, you would be asking for prayer of salvation and not prayer to help you get through a negative situation. You understand what I'm saying? So this is where I'm going now with trying to get the youth. I don't know if I had told you I have a nonprofit. So I deal with the youth on a daily basis, and like I tell people, y'all get on social media and y'all talk about things, but I'm in the field. I'm physically dealing with these people. So I'm feeling what they're feeling, and like yesterday I was Cooper, which is our governor here in Charlotte. He was online talking about some things and I got on there to hey, what about this? You focusing on this, but what about this? Because this is what's going on in our communities right now. And this is what I do on a daily basis. I don't attack them, but I let them know, the government know, hey, this is what's going on down here. Y'all up there, and y'all watching TV and y'all seeing some of the stuff that's going on, but the real life is down here and y'all don't know it. So I'm here to let you know because I'm dealing with these people on an everyday basis. So this is what my job is and this is what I do. However, along with that, I get on social media and I try to give people pretty much that comfort of life. When you get up every day, some people, and I deal with a lot of that as well, where they get up and say, life is so hard. And I realize some of the challenges a lot of these youth go through, and it's not that life is hard. If you don't have the knowledge to do certain things, it become hard. Okay. And people won't give these youth the knowledge on how to keep their soul happy. You understand? Let alone life itself. You get where I'm going with that? They get up miserable. They get up saying, oh, I would never be nothing, so it don't make sense to go to school. I would never be nothing, so it don't make sense to apply for this job. But no, that's the negative in your soul telling you that you won't be nothing. Let's get rid of that and move forward, and that's why I get up every day and I do it. And I do it for these kids because I want to see the next generation evolve a whole lot better than this generation we in right now.
And we got to collaborate because, like, for the last, I'm 51, right? So for the last 20 years, I've been a volunteer with the United States Department of Veteran Affairs.
Okay.
And the United States Department of Justice.
Okay.
I've spoken in every prison on the East Coast.
Wow.
And one
okay.
of the things I tell these brothers, completely free. They're always trying to give you a check. I go, give it to your 90-year college fund.
Right.
My thing is, give it to somebody who needs the dough. I'm here because I grew up in the hood and beat it. I always tell people, the way I look at my life growing up in the projects in the Bronx was I'm alive on arrival.
Okay.
I've made it out. But the message that I have in there is that, look, you're here, and to tap into what you say, you're here locked up because of a past choice.
Right.
Now, when I work with them, I write 2 words on the board. I write tomb, T-O-M-B, and W-O-M-B. And I tell them, you're either going to get buried here and die or come to birth.
Right.
Because in the English language, consonants, the T and the W are interchangeable. It means that the language is based on perception. So a thing can be a place of death or a place of birth.
Right.
So I teach them when I'm in the prisons that, look, you're not here. Like, one of the funny questions, I used to stand on comedy in college, but I always ask them, sis, I say, show of hands. Everybody jump in. Why are you locked up? And people say, okay, I was breaking, entering, selling drugs, burglary, you name it. I go, no, you're locked up because you suck at what you do.
Yeah, pretty much.
People who didn't, but why did you get caught? See, that's a deeper question. You almost wanted to be caught. And that's going real deep at the soul level because there's so many stories. I got thousands of them in emails and letters I get where I tell people, that's why I'm very quick to say, never believe your own hype. Always look at yourself as an instrument to be used. Don't get caught up in like, oh, I'm doing the damn work. Like, you see how you on the front line? That's the stuff that ain't going to make the newspaper. But there's somebody right now yesterday who was going to give up, but Sister Diamond said, I'm here for you, and you ain't met them yet. They're going to walk in and say, I heard you, or my mom and I was listening to you. That's why I keep saying to people, don't stop fighting. Don't stop swinging.
Keep going.
It ain't always a physical swing, and that's why I support people like yourself. If I could be of any assistance,
Thank you.
I just want to say publicly, I'm there. Also, I'll be in your neck of the woods. My cousin lives in Raleigh, and I got a book dropping in February.
Okay.
So I'll be out there, and we got to get together in person.
Okay. Okay. Raleigh is about, I think Raleigh's about an hour and a half from me, I believe.
No, I'll be in your town.
Oh, you're coming to Charlotte?
I'm coming to Charlotte.
Okay.
I'm landing in Raleigh, and I'll be there.
Okay.
Because what will happen is we can plan something, and I'll pay for it, and that way we get these kids in there. As my dad said, feed a person so they'll listen to you.
That's the only way. That's the only thing Look, you know. And I stay
Maybe
feeding the
a slice
kids.
of pizza. Let me tell you something, sis. You'd be amazed with pizza and a Snapple will do. I keep telling people, you get yourself about 20 pies and fill a room with about, say, 20, 30 kids. These kids would be like, well, look, I'm going to listen to the OG because he gave me something to eat. And it sounds funny.
Well, you come on, because I got a lot of boys. I'm going to be honest with you. I have a lot of them. And oh my gosh, it's just so many of them. And we're going to have to put this plan together before you actually get here so I can make sure that they are ready to come and get their pizza and sit down and listen. Because I have a lot of them.
I get them. Don't worry. I'm used to dealing with, one, I can get their attention. First of all, I'm tall. I'm 6'4", in good shape.
Okay.
And I'm a real brother. What it is with the youth, and you probably, I can read in your spirit, you're like this. The problem with reaching the youth today is they look in the eyes of some of these so-called people that want to help.
And they really don't.
And what's looking back at them, and they're going, oh, nah, you scared of your shadow. I ain't listening to you.
Yeah.
And they got to see in you that you're not a punk.
Right.
They got to see a king. They got to see a queen, especially for men. They got to see steel. If they see lead or what I call tinfoil, they going to walk all over you.
Right.
And they got to be yelling and screaming at nobody. You got to come where they at. I've done well by God's permission for myself. But I tell people, I rose up out of the mud. I wasn't born on top of it.
What part of the Bronx are you
Is
from?
what I know. Oh, Castle Hill.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm from Cortland Avenue.
Oh, I know what Cortland is.
Yeah.
I'm a basketball player, so I played in every park there is.
Okay.
Yeah. I went to...
Did you ever play with Carlton in Melrose?
You talking about Carlton Hines?
Yeah.
You talking about Carlton? Oh, hell yeah. I played Rucker. I played Gauchos, Riverside.
Okay.
Kids Bay Boys Club, Madison.
Okay.
Yeah, my name in the Rucker is Jay Boogie. That was my name in the Rucker.
Okay.
Yeah. I played for Fat Joe, Mousy.
I love basketball. I was always out there.
I tell people I was an exceptional defensive player. That's why I made teams.
Okay.
I was a marginal offense, but I could jump out the gym. But I made teams, sis, because of the defense. And that's kind of what I talk about when I do these public talks.
Right.
It's about, look, everybody wants to take a shot, but the person who can prevent people from shooting gets their chance to shoot.
Right.
You got to have a strong defense. You have a strong defense and offense. Some people just have an offense in life, meaning if everything's going right, they good.
Right.
But the minute something shows up that they don't like, they kind of fall to pieces. And I tell folks, and this is why I was talking about earlier, God will allow the discomfort. He will allow that joint.
Right.
He's going to test that chin. It's like I told my nieces, they've had a difficult time getting back in school. And I said to them, I go, young ladies, you don't want to go to school because nothing can hold back a woman when she's made up her mind.
That's right.
There's nothing in the physical universe.
That's right.
Not a man, not money. So life is set up to do this. You say you want to do something, life goes, I don't believe it. We're going to see. You want to lose weight? Next thing you know, you walking in the Dunkin' Donuts. You say you want to get back in school. Next thing you know, your best girl, your girlfriend's like, come on, sweetie, let's go hit this instead of you applying to school. You want to start a business, but you ain't locking in with people who start businesses.
That's right. And that's
what you want.
That's what I had brought to the table on my podcast this week about one of my girlfriends from Maryland and how she was so dedicated to certain things and I was so dedicated to certain things, and we brought that together, and now she's evolving in sales and marketing, and I'm so proud of her, because I was into it heavy in Maryland. Mm-hmm. I fell back a lot here in Charlotte because I'm more on the nonprofit side of things here in Charlotte.
Right.
However,
but you got the skill set.
It's there, and I support her so much because the dedication, standing strong, saying I'm gonna do this, and I'm gonna win, and she's doing it, and I'm loving her for it, and now we can put that message out for other women that really want to do it, but they're afraid. And that be the other thing as well. People have fear in their hearts, in their soul that I just can't do it. And it's not true. As long as you can get up every day and breathe, God allows that, you can make it happen. And this is the word that we're trying to get out there. You can do it too. You know, it's not just me. Just because I've been a business owner for all these years and I jumped from business to business and you've seen me successful, you know, but there's bigger success. And now I'm at the point where I had to fall back for some of them little businesses to elevate. You understand what I'm saying? And now look, God is sending people that know about these type of things in my life, and you're one of them. And I'm so thankful. God is always going to find those to help you down that journey. You know, if not financial, at least the knowledge, you know, to get you where you need to be. So I feel blessed every day. And that's why I share so much with the people and talk with them about how I've gotten where I am to get further elevation. You understand what I'm saying? So I thank you and all of the people that has set forth in my life to get me mentally prepared, not even financially, mentally prepared for the next step.
Oh,
you know?
I can tell you, I've been around, I've coached thousands and managed thousands. I can look in your eyes and say, oh, you just getting started. Oh, this is what you about to bring down? Oh, you ain't seen nothing yet, sis.
Oh, I know.
You have to be, it has to manifest internally before it manifests externally.
Yep.
Because money's only a magnifying glass. That's all it is. That's why you'll know people who are poor and generous, and you know people who are rich and generous.
Right.
Money's only magnifying who you really are. Like if you look at a sister like Oprah was doing that when she was fat and chubby.
Yeah.
You know? Nobody saw it though. That's why it's like the same thing with social media and what we see unfortunately going on with cops. This stuff been going on. It's just that now we got a lens.
And you know, I try to tell people this because, like myself, I was beat by 10 cops in Port Authority.
Wow.
Yeah, taking my daughter to Fresh Air Fund. You know about Fresh Air Fund. Have you heard about that? Yeah, because you're from New York.
Yeah, I did it. Yeah, I did it.
Well, my daughter was on her way to Fresh Air Fund. I was taking her to the bus, and I had a girlfriend with me. Her and a girl got into an argument, and me and being that they got into the argument, and I was with her. The cops pinpointed me as well, threw me down, started beating on me, took me in the back, arrested me, and took me in the back. That wasn't on the news. You know, it was told to people, but it wasn't on the news. And I tell people every day, this thing has been going on for a very long time. I'm 50 years old. This happened back when I was 17. You know what I mean? So this is not something that we're not going to just get rid of overnight. We have to change laws. The cops have to change their way of thinking. Just because a person is with someone don't mean that they're like that person. You know, analyze what's going on in a situation. And that's where the police officers, they lose that. Once they get that badge, it's like they lose that. You know, okay, I'm a cop now, so you're going to listen to what I say. But you're not analyzing the situation to see if this person is deserving of the way you're treating them. You know what I mean? So it's a lot more to it, and we're getting more depth with that, you know, when I see you. However, it tore my life apart when that happened to me because I felt like I lost respect of my city. You know, and that's what made me leave. I left. And then I came back. Then the World Trade went down, and that made me leave again.
Oh, wow.
And I've never been back since. So every time I'm home, there's always some negative things. So I said, you know what? God is telling me this place is not for me. You can come and go as you want, but you can't live here in New York because there's always something negative that's going to come to you. Even the last time I was there, some negativity came to me. So I followed the journey of God. If God is telling me, hey, this is not for you, this is not where you're supposed to be, I'm not stepping foot there, you know, to live. But I'll visit. You know, so
you gotta write that testimony down because a lot of times, especially younger folks, like this generation, I refer to them as the Pop-Tart generation because everything is like that, like instant. Like my grandmother had a saying, "You can't." That's an ambulance. Sorry about that. You can't bake an apple pie in a microwave.
Right. Because
a microwave cooks things from the outside in, where an oven bakes it the opposite way.
Right.
You know, so it's about slow process. You got to write that down, and because I can tell you now, what happens is people look at you today, and they don't see that. They'll go, "Oh, Sister Diamond doing her thing. She's a successful sister. She got this." They don't know. And it's not that you got to run your resume down to people, but I'm a huge fan of the power of the woman to execute glory, because women don't ever shoot each other down regularly. Like, you'll never see a woman say, I want to be the next Bill Gates. You just don't do that. It's
Right.
like women, maybe because the nature is security, stability, even tone. You know, women are in shades of gray, my father always says. Men are black and white. That's why it's very difficult for men to follow men. Like, I tell people, if you having any success in life, and if you're paying attention, there's a plethora, a large group of women behind you. I tell this to everybody. I hire 90% of the women I hire are women. Because here's what I know about a woman. She's going to be dedicated.
Yeah.
And they don't want what I want. They're like...
If she's true to it, she's definitely going to be dedicated.
She's true.
Yeah. Yeah.
If she, I thank you for that
Yeah, and you know, I and that's just like with myself. I had to learn that within myself, that I was doing it and didn't even know it. You know what I mean? Like when I used to work for Frito-Lay in Maryland, and I was so dedicated to these people, it was unreal. I mean, my paychecks were good, my family was happy, but I took everything in me and gave it to these people. That's how dedicated I was, you know. But then I didn't realize that my family was hurting as well, because they were being neglected because I gave everything to these people, because I didn't want to lose this job. This is my first real good job that I was able to see some real good money. You know what I mean? And I'm like, guys, I can't lose this. If y'all want to continue to get this, and go on trips every, three times a year, this is what mommy has to do. And I learned that business inside out. You hear me? Because I dedicated myself, and they rewarded me for it. You know what I mean? However, I'll tell you that story, how I got out of the business. Made some bad choices, you know. However, I've learned from that as well. But I'll get into that another day, because my podcast, we only got 12 more minutes, and I wanted you to finish talking a little bit. And I did want to touch base on the kids resting, because they have this thing now. They just want to party. They don't want to rest. You can't be successful unless you get the proper rest. The body needs the proper rest. You must sleep, you know. And they have this thing they learn from the rappers. No, and not even the rappers. I heard Steve Harvey say this. You can't make money if you're sleeping. And that's not true. You create a way to make money while you're sleeping. You know?
Yeah, and that, it's funny you say that. Because, like, I do my morning runs, right? Like, I finished the run, and then I saw you. I was like, oh, man, let me see if I can tap in and connect with Diamond.
Right.
But what's funny is, what you're talking about, sis, is the thing that I'm constantly trying to get people to understand. Stop living your life by these cliches, these what I call sound bites. Because I get the spirit of lazy people don't make it happen. However, these one-liners, people try to construct their whole life around it. If you don't take your ass to sleep, Winston Churchill has a great quote. He says, fatigue shall make a coward of us all.
Yeah.
If you don't get rest, life is already tough. It will bend you in half.
That's right. It
You
will
gotta
fold
get
you.
this way. And to tap into what Almighty Ish said, sleep is necessary. How you gonna not sleep? When people say these things, I say, stop it. Steve Harvey is a grinder. But I tell people all the time, Steve Harvey's been married 4 times. You know? I mean, you know, and I'm not shade, I'm not throwing no shade at the brother.
Right.
But when you realize what your defects are, the joke is sleep helps most things. Like, if you are just stressed the hell out, get some sleep. Like how you started this talk today. You was like, look, I'm taking a break. Take a break.
Yeah.
Like yesterday was my break day.
Yeah.
Cass was calling me. I was like, you speaking to the voicemail or my assistant. Because some people won't even respect the fact that you're trying to take a break. They're sitting there going, like, you'll be your girl. She'll call you up and be like, all right, girl, you know what? I got to take a break today. All right, Diamond, but anyway, like I was saying, you know.
Right. You know.
I just told you I need a break.
Right.
I don't love you, you know? So sleep is necessary. So with that, I'm going to jump off. I got to get ready for this conference. Check your DM. It's going to have my personal email.
Okay.
And my cell phone number.
Okay.
Let's schedule a date to get on the podcast. But let's do the more important thing. is me getting down there. Probably in February or March, I should be down there.
Okay.
And I want to do a big event.
Okay.
And then we figure out the cost.
Okay.
I get you the money. You pay it. We get these young guys in there. If we want to do 2 events, we do one for the girls and for the boys. We can do a joint.
Okay.
That's your call. That's your joint.
We could do.
And let's knock it out.
We could do all of them together, quiet as kept. You know what I mean? I think it's a wonderful idea. We do need it here in Charlotte. I got plenty of kids, like I told you, plenty of them. Okay, on a daily basis, you will be surprised how many youth that I touch base with on a daily basis. You know, matter of fact, you can get on my Instagram, Private Friend Incorporated, and you'll see some of the young guys that, you know, that's always around.
I've seen it.
Oh, you've seen it? Okay. And that's just the guys.
You definitely got to do one for just the boys.
Okay.
Because these young men need to see what steel looks like. Like, I do my thing, but I ain't no damn cornball.
Right.
You know, and a lot of times, like, I went to Harvard.
Okay.
You know, and they ain't seen real brothers. Like, they too busy using stuff like, you know, real niggas, and they use all that kind of language.
Right.
First of all, real niggas don't say they real niggas. That's number one.
Right.
A real man don't gotta say he a real man. He makes it manifest.
That's right.
And these cats gotta see it. Because I'm telling you, they got an image of well-speaking black men as like Saul. You'd be sore. I'm a black belt in 3 styles of fighting. I got some heat for these cats.
Right, right.
And they got to see an example of it, and you'd be amazed. Well, not you, but people would be amazed the effect one human can have on another human.
And that's true.
But they got to see majestic power in you. They can't see a coward.
Yeah.
The reason why these young men are listening to you, Diamond, I'll tap off after this, is because you come across strong yet loving. They look at you and go, nah, I ain't even playing that game with her. They're not even going to bring it to you because they know there's going to be fire to correct, but it's going to be fire not because you don't care. You may be giving them the love they moms can't give them. That's
right.
Real talk.
Right.
You know, so you're in a majestic place, and you're where you're supposed to be. Because there's a lot of places you could have landed in America, and you went from Baltimore. I went to college in Maryland, University of Maryland.
Okay.
So Baltimore, B-more, is real. Like,
yeah.
When people want to stop playing, it's very real in Baltimore very quick. So to take that energy, spirit, power, and majesty and land in Charlotte, oh no, you were guided to Charlotte. You didn't just show up in Charlotte. So I'll jump off with that. God bless you. Please get some rest.
I will.
Get some rest.
And thank you for coming in.
Stuff later. Oh, please, you know, and look for my information. That's my personal information. There's no, and I ain't got some crazy ass wife, you know.
Okay, she knows about your business. Okay.
My wife was my best friend, and we've been together 16 years.
Okay.
She's annoyed at me right now. She's annoyed at me right now. I pissed her off last night.
Right.
So I'm trying to duck her. You
know?
Oh
God, she gonna get you.
It's real funny. But yeah, you have my math. You have my information. Use it. I tell people all the time. And one rule I'll leave: never say the following to me. Don't mean to interrupt you.
Okay.
Important people should be interrupted by other important people. You feel me?
Okay, got you. I got you.
You're supposed to interrupt people. That's our job, sis.
Okay.
Because we got something to say.
See, that's why I need you.
Interrupt your ass.
That's why I need you, because you got to teach. Let me tell you, I tell the kids all the time, you never stop learning. You never stop learning. Okay, and I learned every day, you know, like they saw me recently going to school, you know, and they was like, where you going? I said, I'm going to school. And they was like, oh, okay, where y'all supposed to be at? You know, you got to be, what they say, because I want to create leaders. I don't want to create followers. You know, I want my kids to learn how to be a leader. So I have to lead first so they can see it. You know what I mean? I have to show them, you know, and they was just so amazed, like, you old and you going to school? Mm-hmm. I need to pick up some knowledge on some things, you know, so I can't wait.
You got a resource. Well, you got a resource. You don't got to wait till February. If you need information on something or you hear something or if somebody's asking for your dough, before you part with your money, be like, oh, nah, I'm going to call the brother. And be like, yo, Greg, I just heard this. Is this true? I got a private investigator that I pay to find out the truth about every damn thing.
Okay.
Because I've been burned. And after you get sued a couple of times, as my mentor would say, you start learning.
Yeah.
You get dragged into court for some stuff you ain't do or did do, but did it wrong or did it with the right intention, but it ain't show up. You get where I'm coming from. So
yeah.
I tell people, use me. Like, you ain't alone. You'd be amazed. People don't reach out to me. It is hilarious. They think I'm either too busy. No, I text like a teenager. If you text me, be like, hey, G, what's poppin'? I'd be like, hey, sis. But if you try to call me, like people are trying to call when I'm on the phone with you, no, you talking to voicemail. Because everyone is holy that gives me their time.
Right.
Because we can borrow money, but you can't borrow time.
Right.
So the fact that you spent this time with me, yeah, you thanking me, but I'm putting it back on you. I'm thanking you.
Is right.
Because you don't have to. So with that, sis, God bless you. Get some rest. Check the DM because it's coming in the next couple of seconds.
Okay.
And then we'll touch base again soon, all right?
All right. You take care and just be safe, okay? All right. Talk to you soon.
Thank you, sis. All right, man.
Well, guys, that was Greg. He's definitely a great mentor, y'all. I watch him every day to get inspiration on certain things, to get the understanding to certain things. So I'm glad he chimed in today. That was a beautiful experience for him to come in and share some of the stories with us. But I don't have that much longer on this podcast, and it was supposed to be about resting. Of course, sometimes we get surprises. But I do want y'all to learn about resting your bodies because like right now I'm suffering. I'm so tired. And I don't want y'all to be like me, run your body so much to where you break down, then once you break down, you're going to miss some things. Okay. Either mentally or physically. So this is why we need to get our rest on a daily basis and eat healthy. I was so tired last night. I couldn't even cook a meal for myself. You know what I mean? I made a peanut butter and jelly, okay? That's how tired I was. And I have to get myself out of this realm. So this is why I got to take time off today and just fall back and get my mind together and get my body together. And that's what I'm going to do for me today. But, of course, this is Jacqueline Richardson. Jacqueline Richardson. Now, look, I can't even think of my name. Miss JJ Diamond, Deja, Jackie, whatever y'all call me. I love y'all, and I will see y'all tomorrow.